We are all hearing a lot about Ozempic and Wegovy and this. I mean, they're so-called miracle weight loss drugs. But the problem...
But are they marketed as weight loss, or are they for something else?
Well, they're for something else. But I think now...
we're moving, definitely seeing ads for it.
Yeah, moving toward just like weight loss. I think it was, obviously started for type 2 diabetes and getting those sorts of numbers under control. Weight loss, definitely one of the number one side effects. But there's also another side effect that a lot of people who are on Ozempic and Wegovy are talking about. You are going to get the trots.
What? The diarrhea.
The diarrhea, the runs, the squirts.
I get that anyway.
Whatever. Well, I don't think you need to be on Wegovy or Ozempic at all anyway. So that's good for you.
Maybe it'll reverse it, Jason. You'll just be laying bricks.
Ew.
Laying bricks.
It'd be like Mario Brothers in his, toilet.
You're just saying it makes you get, have loose stool per se.
Yeah. Well,
is that why it makes you lose weight? Because you're just melting away?
Insides melt.
I don't know. Well, one member of our show, Matt, is on Ozempic.
Yep.
Is this true for you? You got the runs?
I've had a couple instances of it, and let me tell you, when you do, you feel like you have a stomach virus.
Ugh.
Like it happened to me and lasted probably like 24 to 36 hours of just every 2 to 3 hours. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom.
Dang. And then you felt like it, or you actually did?
A couple times I just felt like it, and a couple times I did.
Okay.
But this has not been something that has been consistent from the beginning. I've been taking it since February.
And did you take it primarily for weight loss, or did you take it? You did.
Yes.
Okay.
But now, I heard it's hard to get this because could be the new next miracle drug for weight loss. But I heard it was hard to get for weight loss because people that had diabetes, which was originally prescribed for, they didn't have access to it as well. So doctors were not prescribing because it would be called off-label to do that.
Right. Or it was like one of the things where a drug was created for one purpose, but then they found that the side effects were great for another
And
thing.
Matt, but some doctors, I guess, obviously will.
Yeah, I mean, I had enough, when you look at like my blood work, I had enough other warning signs or red flags.
Because when you have your blood work, they found like gravy in it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, of course. That will.
Put
That's
it on
always
potatoes.
a warning sign.
Coagulated, congealed.
But I've had high blood pressure, high cholesterol. I've been on medication for both of those. What's the A1C? Is that the number that they always talk about with diabetes?
Your A1C.
So it was like a little elevated with my blood work. So I don't have diabetes, but like everything was trending in that direction. So I checked enough of the boxes to where they're like, okay, this is something that we do think would benefit you, not just as weight loss, but with your overall health.
And so for Ozempic, because I'm not very well versed, so I think it's important for us to talk about because it is everywhere. We're seeing it everywhere. Ozempic and Wegovy, the same thing? Not the same thing.
Not exactly the same thing. They're along with, I think it's Rybelsus is another one. There's those three that are all.
I didn't know about that.
They're all different brands of, and I'm gonna butcher it, semaglutide or something like that. So that's the active ingredient.
Oh, okay. Well, that's like this. Basically, the same thing as basically Motrin, Advil is the same thing as ibuprofen.
Right.
Okay, got it.
Advil and Motrin are the brand names. The medicine is ibuprofen, which a lot of people now think is a brand name, but it's not.
Yeah, like there's a lot of different varieties of like antidepressants you could be on. Each of them might affect each person differently, and you might work with one and not with a different one. So I think it's kind of the same thing. My understanding is they each might be different doses, or you might take one shot. There's one that's like daily, or you could do one that's weekly. Like the Ozempic for me is once a week. And then you take it. I try to take it at night because the number one side effect with it is nausea. And it is real. Last night was shot night for me. I got sick this morning.
Oh,
really?
How long does that last? Like a day or?
Yeah, I feel better now than I did when I woke up, but I still don't feel 100% normal. I do feel still a little like... Oof.
Well, you say like hungover kind of?
Throwing up and having diarrhea all the time, that loses weight on its own. How much weight have you lost?
62 pounds.
Wow.
Wow, and I didn't notice it was that much.
Way to go. 62.
Very good.
Thank you.
No, that's not nice, Jason.
Well, no, because I see him every day. That's probably...
Well, you can tell.
It's noticeable.
Yeah, it is noticeable.
I knew he lost weight. I just didn't realize it was 62 pounds.
That's
a
a lot.
lot.
Well, and if I had a lot of clothes, as someone who gains weight, you have
We can
clothes,
feel you on this. Go ahead.
You have
Yeah.
clothes
Go ahead.
that are for different stages of your fatness.
Yeah, you
right?
have like the large, the extra large,
Amen.
2XL, 3XL. Yeah.
Amen.
So I'm currently still in clothes that fit. They just haven't fit in like 2 years.
I
Got you.
see.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Well-
have you massively changed the type of food you eat?
No, not massively.
Oh my gosh.
I've because it is working. It's almost
No,
and,
yeah.
I'm not a fan of the nausea.
Yeah.
Hot take.
Hot
And-
I don't like feeling sick.
And so I'm thinking to myself, if I'm also really good with my diet, then maybe it'll go off faster and I can come off of the medication quicker.
But isn't it true, Matt, that the medication, even when you stop taking it, will still work for the next several years or so?
That's what I've been told, is that the effects of it last. And part of it is because, so the way I understand it is you take the medicine, it slows your digestion. So you stay full longer, and it also improves your metabolism. So you're churning through the food and calories and everything a lot quicker. But because your digestion is slowed, that's where like your food and everything stays in longer, so it's got longer to decompose. So that's where if you do go to the bathroom, I mean, it smells terrible. It's terrible.
Another wonderful.
All right. That there could have been a warning for that.
That's not in the
burps,
commercial.
everything.
Yeah.
Even like my burps, I'm just like, oh.
Sick.
Yeah.
It's the food just sitting there.
That makes sense.
At what
rough.
point would
Dang.
you rather just stay
Oh.
fat?
So I had, especially at the beginning, I've kind of got a little more under control now, terrible issues with indigestion and acid reflux to the point where every morning I was getting sick off of like the acid that was in my system because my body was so used to creating a certain amount of acid to break down the food. But then when the food's not moving through, but it's still creating that same amount of acid, it has nowhere to go but up. So it was terrible. And I looked at my wife and I said, I'm going to be a vegan. Because
Okay.
I would rather never eat, I just only eat broccoli for the rest of my life than feel as bad as I feel currently.
wow.
I see.
Yeah.
But it's a balance. I've kind of figured it out. So I try to drink more water. Portion control is super easy now because you just
Just don't feel
you're not
hungry?
hungry. And I was worried that because there's been plenty of times in my life that I've been full and been like, I'll power through and keep eating.
Oh, 100%.
Sure.
Because I'm not eating till I'm full. I'm eating till I'm satisfied, and those are two very different end goals.
Yeah.
So now I'm actually satisfied a lot sooner. So I'm eating a lot less.
Man, if only I had learned that difference so many years ago,
Yeah.
then I think that I wouldn't maybe have as many health or weight struggles. You know, because
Yeah.
it is so true. There's a difference between feeling full and then also feeling satisfied, which is why I think I eat my feelings.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
You're
Oh, yeah.
then you
just so you feel better.
you eat until you can't eat anymore.
Yeah.
Or I would go to McDonald's and I would be like, man, they have good nuggets, but they also have a good burger. Well,
Yeah,
the chicken sandwich and
right.
their fries. Well, I don't want to go and not get all of that.
Because it's
So-
fulfilling the variety, like your need for variety.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was trying to satisfy myself versus fill myself up on the food.
I feel like I just had an epiphany on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, how much
Dude.
weight do you want to lose total?
I would
Or
really
how much
like
more do you
to,
wanna go?
I would like to lose another 50 to 60 pounds if I can.
Yeah.
That would put me down to where I was probably sophomore year in college.
Damn.
Because from college, I put on like 120, 130 pounds.
It's life, man.
Strong.
It's life.
Yeah.
Is the how is the benign cyst doing? Is that shrinking as well, or is that staying the same?
I don't know that it's shrink. I think it is shrinking because the rest of my stomach is shrinking, so it's almost like it's kind of going with it. But I don't
Oh,
think it itself is any smaller.
What about you getting any more length on the wang?
Facts.
Really?
Yeah.
Or is it just that you
That's
can
what they
see it?
say.
They say.
Well, but my wife has commented on it.
Wow.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
In
Wow.
what words did she use? Like it looks long. I mean, how do you broach that?
You have gained length.
Well, it's just like when you're really big, certain positions are almost impossible.
Untenable. Yeah.
Got it.
Because stomach gets in the way. It's not comfortable.
Oh, I'm getting turned on.
Now, those positions are possible,
Okay.
and it's just.
That's
Yeah, I'm
Squid's
trying-
laughing
yeah.
because
She
it feels
just-
like it's
Oh
true.
my God.
She's expressing that she's much more
Satisfied.
satisfied
Wow.
with the overall process of it now.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
And less bed breakage. I'm
less
guessing.
grossed out. Yeah.
Yeah, nice.
She just has to smell your farts and your burps and then listen to you throw up in the morning. It's fine.
It's
Exactly.
totally
It's
fine.
fine.
Yeah,
But we
so
like
everything
it
else
dirty
is
like
fine.
Do you? Where do you put? Cause so you take the shot once a week.
Once a week
Where does the shot go?
in the lower stomach.
Ooh,
Does
it
gosh,
hurt?
that-
Okay.
No, it's a really small. It's almost, the needle's almost the size of you go to the doctor, you get like the end of your finger kind of pricked.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like that size, so it's really small.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's you do different dosage, and you take the shot, and then you have to like leave it there for a few seconds to make sure all of the medicine gets out, and then you're good.
Then when you start throwing up, you're like, oh, it's really taking hold really
It's
great.
really working.
I've started feeling a lot better, but then I always know the day after the shot, I'm gonna feel like crap for.
So today is the
After
day
that.
after taking Ozempic, you're most likely to crap your pants.
There you go.
I lowered my A1C and lost weight while I was sleeping.
Order now and get 30% off all plastic mattress covers and new sheet sets.
The whole reason you brought that up is to play that 22-second clip.
There we go.
You know how we do.
Can we please, please play the beginning of it, just for the
yes.
first. Worth it.
Have you ever soiled yourself at night, Matt?
No.
No.
Just during the day, Squid. Get it right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it happens.
Squid said soiled yourself.
Yes, I have.
Trying to be proper with my words.
And only in this job will, after work, your wife can say, "What'd you do today at work?" And you're like, oh,
Played this?
Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you work on spreadsheets and budgets
start
at your
dry
job?
heaving, I think.
Boring.
We talked about Dookie all day.
Laughed about farts. What'd you do?
And we've won awards, shockingly.